welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day, a lovely night wherever you're from. Enjoying what's still going on with the clay event, but obviously looking forward to summer. And before we get started, I want to give a lovely shout out to the channel members on this channel as always. So thank you so much to Beebee, Simon, Dario, Chris, KingPresiden, Arttu, XN808, and Just Jacob. Thank you guys so much for choosing to support me even further. The fact that you want to throw a few bucks my way deeply means a lot to me, so thank you. And regardless of being a channel member or a subscriber, you guys liking, subscribing, commenting means a lot to me, because without you guys we wouldn't have a community. So thank you so much. And for today's video, what I really wanted to go over, someone actually mentioned this and it was a good kind of question, and it was about making a video regarding prioritization for the old summer units. So I actually thought that was kind of an interesting take, and I never like to try to push the whole this is who you should pick, so don't pick the others. I never like doing that, because at the end of the day this is a waifu game, so pull for who you want to. It's all subjective obviously, but I'm also going to try to prioritize it based on meta, based on what's really good, and also talk about the waifu aspect of it, so you could get a good idea for all the characters, right? And just to let you guys know that for one of the characters I do not have, and I don't have all the MLB wallpapers obviously because I'm not a whale, so I'll also be showing them, but they will be like from just like the actual like official ways that they showed us, so just bear with me here. But obviously I do have MLB Summer Anise here on screen, as you can see. Absolutely lovely. I love her outfit. She looks phenomenal. I love her belly. She looks great. I've realized with this game that I love belly. I think that's what I've realized when it comes to these type of games. So, it's great. It's perfect. I love it. So I know a lot of people who are tempted to get Summer Anise. This is how it's going to look for the MLB wallpaper, and I love it. It's simple. I know a lot of people thought it was too simple, but I think it's great. But actually, funny enough, because we're prioritizing meta units, Summer Anise is actually going to be our first pick, because they cooked with Summer Anise. I mean, she is a powerhouse. I actually have her as a good commander here. I have her overload gear, level 5, and all her skills are level 10. And she is a powerhouse, because all her skills work so damn well. And she's a great PvP and PvE character that you can use, because when it comes to her skills, one of the biggest things you have to worry about though is that you need to make sure that she has as low ammo as you can get, because if you have units like Litter or you have units like Noir who increase max ammo, you're not going to use Summer Anise properly. She is going to lose her damage output really fast. So you want to keep her ammo as low as you can, because when it comes to this, if you notice, her skill 2 says activates when firing the last bullet, affects 2 enemy units with the highest attack, deals 382.42% of the final attack as damage, and then also when firing the last bullet, affects self, damage to interruption parts, 6.91% for 10 seconds. So, Naga actually kind of really works well when it comes to this, especially for also being an electric type character, because she actually boosts characters for electric code allies. So it could really work well with Naga, but I have my schoolgirls dedicated for another team. So for a team that I personally use with Summer Anise for solo raid, I use Dorothy, Marciana, Summer Anise, Scarlet, OG Scarlet to be specific, and I use Privity. Privity I kind of use as like a back burner because she lowers the max ammo for the team, works great with Dorothy, but also lowers the max ammo for Summer Anise. And I just have Marciana here just to heal Scarlet. And Scarlet just takes advantage of the electric code buffs from Summer Anise. So that's my explanation for that. And I think overall, for even a waifu character pick, I mean, how can you say no to that face? Look at that. Look at that. She looks absolutely phenomenal. I honestly think they cooked with her. She looks great. I know some people were a little disappointed when it came to the shooting pose, because it's kind of like a lot of people around this time realized that they were starting to focus more on Booba than the actual backside, because unfortunately, not a lot, but you still get some thigh jiggle here and a little bit of a peek of the assets, which is kind of crazy. It's a little unfortunate, but that's kind of what you get from that. And then obviously the Chibi model over here, which looks absolutely phenomenal. It looks so cute. I love them. They look great, but yeah, nothing to write home about in terms of like, the actual fan service in the back. It could be better. I kind of wish they had her jacket just a bit more up, because I do like her jacket, but I just wish they put it more up to show off the fan service more. But, I don't want to get distracted here because this is going to be a long one. So, let's get started with the next character. And that's actually going to be in the Wikipedia, because unfortunately, the next best character I do not have, because that is going to be Summer Helm. I do not have her, unfortunately. So we can still look at her in the Wikipedia, and she looks great. I honestly regret not getting her, by the way. So if you're wondering if I have any regrets, yes, I do. Because I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I wish they did a little bit more with her outfit, but I know it makes sense for her to not, like, you know, be too egregious with how her character is. But I still think, you know, she looks phenomenal. Because, I mean, the amount of fan service, like, look at that jiggle. The JPS is crazy. I mean, I've realized I've dropped the bag when I didn't get her. I've realized this, don't worry. But also, she's an overall great unit. I think right now, tier list wise, I think she's SS in terms of like overall kit, because first off, she's really good. Like, for damage output for a burst too, she is surprisingly good, especially with her burst. Because in her burst, she deals 164% of the final attack as damage. But then, you know, when they belong to Electric Code, she deals 164% additional damage. So that's really cool. She's really good against electric bosses. And she also has like this good damage taken debuff. So I feel like it really works out for her. And at the same time, she's just a really good flexible burst too that you could put anywhere, because she is a 20-second burst too. And she can be a really good Nikke for solo raid. That's one of my biggest things, is that I actually do play solo raid. So the fact that I did not get her, that's my fault. That's my bag gone. So I honestly might pity for Helm, because even now she still has good longevity for solo raid. She's proven to be good use. So, you know, hopefully I can luck sack her. And if you're curious about the burst real quick, I actually put it on screen real quick. And it's nothing crazy to write home about. I think on the PC version they do show more hit, but it's nothing like too extreme. It's kind of similar to her OG burst, but that's the burst animation if you're curious, because you already saw the Summer and East one, but, you know, not the Helm. And unfortunately, I don't have Helm, so I have to show you this way. So, you know, I hope you appreciate that. But, you know, yeah, other than that, though, that's Helm. I think she's great. And then we're getting down to the final two units here. Next character I actually do have, but I don't have her burst animation, and I want her burst animation. You'll see why. So, our next character here is someone I actually do tend to use a lot in solo raid as well. And that is actually going to be, Summer Mary here. Summer Mary, I kind of inconsistently, I don't really invest too much because there's so much other things I need to invest in. But if you invest in her even more, she's great. She's phenomenal. And I mean, first off, we're just going to show off the waifu aspect of it and then get to the, you know, the kit. But I mean, like, look at her. This was our first unit that we got during summer, and she looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, the thigh squish, the booba assets is crazy. She looks elegant. I love her a lot. And when it comes to the actual shooting, I think it's still good. You know, obviously we could use a bit more transparency. We see the jiggle, but we could use more transparency. Thankfully now you can finally take off the, like, you know, the little fade in from the scope of the sniper now. But, you know, other than that though, you know, just some JPS, but, you know, we can't really see much, unfortunately. But she looks great. And if you're curious about the burst wallpaper, I actually put it on screen. And there's a reason why I want it, because that little kiss with the amount of asset on screen is crazy for a burst wallpaper. And I really want that burst wallpaper. I don't know if we're gonna somehow outdo that in terms of booba on screen, but I'm down for it. If we could get Brown Dust 2 level of fan service here, I'm fucking excited. Because I saw what they're doing right now for their, like, anniversary thing. Looks fucking crazy, man. Looks crazy. Summer Mary, though, I still love her, even for waifu pull I did it for. I'm pretty sure I almost got shafted with her. It was a rough time trying to pull for her, unfortunately. But as a kit, she's just an overall good healer. Especially with her burst, you know, the attack going up 16.89 for 3 seconds. Max HP going up for all allies from the caster's final max HP. She works really well with the healing cube if you have that. Overall, just a really solid healer. Obviously, there are other healers because there's like Marciana, Pepper. We have a lot of healers in this game. So maybe Mary's not a character you want to go for specifically for just being a healer. But still, she's a really good flexible unit that you can have, even for a healer. She's pushing in my tribe tower for me personally. She's great, so I love her. I think she's honestly phenomenal. And even for like waifu purposes, I totally get it. She looks fucking great. So, you know, with all that being said, you know, take that for what you will. But then when it actually comes down to the last character, this is the last character that meta-wise, honestly, is kind of forgettable, unfortunately, and that's going to be the SSR Neon. I don't even have her in my synchro device, I think. Yeah, I don't. Sorry, Neon. But she looks great. I mean, don't get me wrong. She looks absolutely fantastic. I think the amount of water is appropriate here, and I think it's great. I think it looks fantastic. I mean, that's crazy, dude. That like water dripping effect is kind of insane where it lands. Honestly, like that's crazy right there. And it's such a shame what they did with her character because she is not that great at all. I mean, it went so far as that when she got released, there was a lot of drama regarding her because she was so bad that they gave her a buff and she's not even that much better. I think she went from D tier to like C tier. I don't know, you know, if she's even going to be able to be saved with other characters. I haven't even done testing with that. I don't think anybody's talked about her. I remember the JP community tried doing so much testing with her to see how good she was. And before we even get to, like, you know, the kit and stuff, let's just take a good look at how she looks here. And obviously, you know, a good amount of fan service, you know. We kind of wish that it was a little bit different because it kind of reminds me of Winter Rupee here, just a little bit. Just a little bit, though. But I think she looks great, absolutely phenomenal. But, you know, for a character that, you know, talks about firepower, she's not really giving out that firepower, you know? Like, they really did our girl dirty here. And if real quick, you know, I'll put the burst animation on screen. And a little bit simple, a little bit fun, but still cute all the way. You still see a little bit of the booba that she has. You know, it still looks great, but obviously kind of like, you know, in comparison to a lot of the others, kind of tame. So it is what it is for that. But I still think it looks good for what it is. But honestly, I wouldn't even count on trying to MLB because it's not worth it unless Neon's a complete waifu. I know there were some people who love Neon that were completely depressed last year because of how she turned out. Because when we go look at her kit, you know, activates when using her burst skill and affects herself. You know, damage to parts go up 5.2%. Obviously, this is all based on 111, so the numbers are going to go different. I'm just going to talk about the kit itself. And then when we go look at the skill 2, you know, when you enter burst stage 3, affects self. Once damage is strong element goes up, the damage goes up, you know, 1, 2, 3 times. And then the full hydro shot affects self. Change the weapon in use. Damage is 19.5% of the final attack. But honestly, it's like the numbers, man. The numbers are what make it annoying for her because it's not enough. Because even with the 10-10-10, it just doesn't look that great, and it doesn't play that great. I know a lot of people don't even use Summer Neon. I know a lot of JP were upset about her, but as like a waifu, she looks completely great. I love how she looks. But I'm just here to talk about the kit, and honestly, she is dead last for a reason. I mean, if you could go take a look at tier lists as well, she's just not that great at all. I don't know many people who try to use her, honestly. Like, even in solo raid comps, when I'm looking through, like, the top 50 solo raid, when I'm looking at teams, I don't really see anything, like, for her at all. Even during the summer event, so I'm like, that's crazy. But, you know, overall, that's it in terms of, like, prioritization, and that's all subjective in the end. You pull for who you want to. If you don't want to get the old characters, don't get the old characters. But I felt like this might be a good little video just to give, like, an overall feel for everybody. But, you know, that's me, and surprisingly, we did get Neon on screen here, but that'll be it for me. You know, I hope you guys like these summer videos. Like always, please let me know what else you want to, you know, hear me talk about when it comes to summer. Any other questions you have, let me know. I hope you guys have a lovely day, a lovely night, wherever you're from, and thank you, as always, for the amount of support that you're giving me. Who knows that this, you know, road to 1K is getting faster and faster, so I deeply appreciate all of you.